No, it's really not. And I'm really tired of hearing the dead game meme. I've been seeing this stuff since 2012, and here is why it's not true. If you ever watched a StarCraft 2 stream, you probably noticed a couple of people screaming and shouting that it's just a dead game. The biggest esports channel, named the Score Esports, even made a video about its rapid decline and death.
StarCraft used to be the biggest esport on the planet, but now it's hard to feel like it really even matters. StarCraft will always be the granddaddy of esports, but its glory days are over.
Here's why they're all wrong. First of all, what comes to your mind when you think of a dead game? For me, it's empty servers and not being able to find a match online.
Bruh.
This is absolutely not the case for StarCraft 2. On the contrary, there are around 100,000 matches played per day, which is a great number for a strategy that is considered dead, especially if we compare that to other competitors in the genre. For example, Age of Empires 4. These numbers aren't looking great for a freshly released game. Or take a look at Red Alert 3. This is how the dead game stats actually look like. Now let's see these stats. In 2016, StarCraft 2 had 140,000 people on ladder, which seems like a good number, but it actually doubled after free-to-play change. And just recently, StarCraft 2 had around 300,000 of players who were actively playing on ladder last November. It's not close to dying, it's actually doing much better compared to the past where the game still had a huge Blizzard support. And this is only the number of ranked players. We cannot really see and check the data for custom maps, campaigns, co-op and other stuff. And there is also a bunch of players who play very rarely but do watch a lot of StarCraft 2 online. We'll talk about that a bit later. But wait, maybe the esports scene is dead? It's not true either. In 2022, StarCraft 2 prize pool is still above $2 million. And while it's not a really big sum for esports, you have to keep in mind that this RTS is a 1 versus 1 game, so it's still a considerable amount. There were no shortage of tournaments, most of this money was carefully spread throughout the year, and it even showed growth since 2021. We had a lot of premier as well as major tournaments, speaking nothing of minor cups and online leagues. Apart from long-time veterans of the game, there were new faces too. We have seen the emergence of young competitors all across the globe. MaxPax from Denmark, Nightmare and Zone from South Korea, Trigger from Canada and many others. A lot of players have actually made their breakthroughs this year and improved significantly. Oh, and by the way, we just had a new patch, which is also really cool to see. And now the best news, GSL, the most important current tournament, continues in the next year. And we'll probably see the same happening with ESL. Why? Because StarCraft 2 historically had a great, united community around it. But it's also important on demographics level. Most of StarCraft 2 viewers are actually quite older than you might see in other esports. Take for example the stats of my channel. These people are what all brands and all advertisers crave, since most of us have jobs, make money and some even have outstanding career performance. This is why there are still so many big names like Shopify that help StarCraft 2 on its journey. Now let's go to social media and check out YouTube channels. People like Lowko with 500,000 subs or Harstem, who had a tremendous growth over the last year, is just unrealistic for a dead game, right? The biggest YouTuber Lowko scores at least 50,000 views per video, and he also has content that reached more than 2 million views. Let's see other languages. Here is Alex, who makes his stuff in Russian, and he can also boast off with 200,000 subs and around 40 to 50,000 views per new video. That's actually quite good. And there are many more aspiring creators and pro gamers who now actively post on the platform, like Uthermal and Mana. So as you see, it's not that bad after all, and I hope I at least slightly persuaded you that StarCraft 2 isn't doing that terrible. In fact, it's just alright. Consider this.
Choices have consequences.
Every time you call this game dead, you create a negative image that is spread around other esports communities. It influences sponsors, money, teams, decision-making process and overall the health of the scene. StarCraft 2 of course had a rough journey, from very poor game design decisions to match-fixing scandals and sudden disappearances of content creators. You can learn all these stories on my channel. Moreover, StarCraft 2 community lost two great names. They were the giants that held everything on their shoulders, and this wound will never heal. The game was also literally the first esports on Twitch, and it probably lost its track a bit. StarCraft 2 was the first to make big mistakes, but it also paved the road for all other titles to follow. But it's still there, it's still important, and it still has a sizable community. It's very far from being dead, so you still have the time to enjoy and play this beautiful game. And also check out the playlist to learn more about its history. See you next time and have a good day.